the next replay review of this Position 4 Jakiro. There was 2 Position 4 Jakiro replays that were submitted, so we're looking at game number 2. Same partied with the same guy. Last time it was Dawn. This time it's a Necro. Jakiro Necro is like not quite as good of a lane as Jakiro Dawn because Jakiro just wants to kind of sit in the back and throw his spells out and have a melee core to like kind of stand in front of him. Jakiro is kind of a tankier ranged hero. So in terms of like being a ranged caster, like Necro's not like the worst partner because you can sort of tank for him. Because like Necro sort of likes when a melee hero tanks for him. Let's see how this goes. You started with the same builds, and again, there's just too much health regen, right? Let's look at who you're against. Jug Marcy, probably. Maybe Jug Sky. So pretty dangerous lane from them, and this is something you need to start thinking about is like how this lane's gonna go, right? And like what your core, who your core is, and like what he wants, especially like in the first couple levels. Necros are very susceptible to being ran at levels 1 and 2. They like kind of hit a power spike at level 3. So if they're good, which, you know, maybe they're not, but if they are good, they're going to be looking to pressure you guys early. And like, so I don't think you need all this regen. You could consider like a lane ward to like scout some of this early aggression, like if the Marcy's going to be coming in. It is really hard to like prevent Jug Marcy from being aggressive, so positioning I think will be really important. You could have even considered starting like a Windlace because positioning is so important. Your Necro could have considered starting a Windlace because they're gonna like rebound, dispose, spin you at some point, right? Or they're gonna do it to your Necro. So it's like, how are you gonna survive when that happens? Or it's just Skywrath pause 5 and we can just ignore all that. Sky, same thing, right, though? Like, they'll concussive shot into spin. Like, how are you going to survive that? So I think you're just overbuying regen. Alright, so you get this ward down. I don't mind it. Get some harass on the Jug. Get some denies on the range. Very nice. In this scenario, it's a little different, right? Last time you were bodying the Lich. This time you're not. This guy's playing more defensively. You should just go body block the small camp here. You're not doing anything else. Like, you kind of did good that first wave, and then you had time, and you're not doing anything now, to go body block the small camp. Instead, you're just kind of like, it's just like not even on your radar, it seems like. So definitely pay more attention to the pole camps. And it's not like hugely important that you do it, but like, there's no reason not to, and there's no positive scenario to them ever having this camp available to them if you could just like freely make sure they don't. And like, lo and behold, right? They've got the creeps under tower. You guys are going to be pulling the lane equilibrium back. This lane is about to be set up super nice for you with these creeps down here, and it's going to hold your creeps right outside your tower, and then their next wave is going to come, and it's going to be outside your tower. This is about to be a really, really good scenario for you guys, and the only thing they're going to be able to do to fix it is pull one of these 2 camps. And so, like, if you just pull this small camp, then you just don't have to worry about it. Then all you have to do is stop them from pulling the hard camp, right? I have a feeling we're going to just see them, like, get a free pull off here. Yeah, like the 145 pull. Oh, no, Sky walks up. So that's kind of a mistake on their part. Like, the Sky should be looking to fix his lane equilibrium, because his lane equilibrium really favors you guys. And he's just not. Given that he's not, you know, you're going to just feed here. Your positioning has to be really careful here because they do have like, well, you guys actually have the creep advantage. I think you're just not playing this careful enough. It's like what is your goal in this scenario where like your like lane's like pushing out a little bit, right? And this kind of goes back to like the power spikes I was talking about. Like Necro is not strong yet, and your lane in particular is not strong. So that you're just like walking up, you already were like not full HP, and they were, or their Sky was full HP, and their Jug is like not full HP, but he's a little scary, right? You're just kind of like out of position, and you need to be like waiting for your team's power spike and be fine with just chilling. Yeah, instead you are not fine with chilling, and you feed, which is not what you want to do, right? You just want to chill until your Necro's strong, and then you can like body them. And now they are getting a pull off, and you're not here to stop it. Got the stick again early, which is nice, but I don't know if you're doing this because you think stick is good, or if you're just kind of autopilot do the same build every game. Maybe you're just autopiloting the same build every game. Okay, this guy's like getting a pull off. You kind of like saw that he was doing it, and then you just didn't do anything about it. He like ends up not doing it? What is happening? Well, he didn't get the pull off. He could have tried to stack here, though. If he's good, he, like, stacked that camp. You're just, like, not paying attention to what he's doing at all. It's the same as last game. Like, if he was doing something over here, you would just not be paying any attention to it. And, like, he's not. But, like, he could be. So that you just need to be more, like, on your radar of, like, what's happening with the support in this camp over here. They de-warded your ward. You kind of had the ward down, which would have seen some of it, but they de-warded it. So you just kind of have to go look, right? I don't want you to be out of position to do it. Like, I don't want you to, like, be standing right here so the jug can easily connect and this guy can slow you, right? But, like, just be standing, like, over here, right? Your necro's, like, here. You can be, like, over here, right? And the jug's, like, all the way over here. Like, he can't easily connect to where you are, so they can't, like, be aggressive on you. And you can just see what he's doing. So now your necro is 3, so you guys are a bit stronger. Jug's kind of getting bodied off the wave. Alright, nice spell after the spin. That was good. Good damage. So this guy doesn't have spin. You need to, like, process that. Your cooldowns are really low. You should be aware that spin cooldown is, like, absurdly long. At level 3, it's 34 seconds, right? So this guy just used spin. He doesn't have it, and he's sitting on this wave at 220 HP. So you need to walk up and you need to Q him and click him like 3 times and he might just like die. And if not, he's gonna like have to back away with like 1 HP. Why are you not being aggressive on this guy right now? You're full health, a lot of mana. This guy has no HP and you should be checking. You should have an idea of like to check and you should like note that he doesn't have any health regen and you should just be aggressive on this guy. Like, what are you doing? Totally missed opportunity for aggression here. You're also, again, not in tune with like what's going on pull-wise. Like, they're probably pulling small here. So, pretty big misplay from you here. You're just, like, kind of... Seems like you're not ready to, like, take advantage of, like, mistakes from them. I don't know if you just, like, weren't thinking about, like, the spin cooldown, but, like, you really needed to, like, be keyed in on that. And, like, this jug is just getting away with murder. Like the fact that he's getting last hits here, while you're sitting right here, ready to, like, kill him, and he has spin on cooldown, is, like, nuts. So, big mistake from you there. Right, like, don't like, give these guys, like, respect, right? Like, if they're playing like idiots, you gotta punish this. Yeah, you're playing super passive right now. I'm not really sure what the deal is. Like, Necro is now strong. Their jug, last time you saw him, had no HP. So, like, you should just kind of, you know, I don't want you to, like, be looking to, like, feed, right? But, like, be hanging out over here. Like, see if anything's happening up here. Like, I want you to care if something's happening here. It's, like, relevant to what's happening in your lane if they're doing pulls or something. And you're just, like, kind of sitting here waiting for something to happen. Which is not what you should be doing as position 4. Kind of taking a look at what's going on. Just, like, reasonable. But, like, they've just been, like, pulling, you know? This jug could have been farming a small pull. Just doing this random ice path thing. Going for a pull Mao. You could have considered like being more aggressive under this wave. I mean, this jug has no... He doesn't even have mana for spin now. Like, I need you to be monitoring what's going on here. And like, you should see this and be like, oh, this jug is so weak. Like, let's just bully him. Right? Glyph your wave. Use your spells on this guy. Make his life suck. You're just... This pull is just kind of seeding like free creeps to this guy who is laning with half HP and no mana. Like, why is this carry allowed to do this? This lack of aggression is just awful. It's just awful. If you want to be like legend, ancient, like you need to like kind of tune up your like aggression and like the timing of it, right? Like you were a little bit too aggressive when you guys were level 2 because you're not strong yet. Your Necro is not very strong. And now you guys are strong. Your Necro is very strong. Their jug is very weak and you're just not looking to be aggressive at all, which is just sad to see. Sad to see. I need you to like want to make that guy's life suck And instead, you're just kind of happy to, like, give him, like, total free farm. This guy's still running around at, like, 10 HP. What a moron. I can't believe this guy hasn't died yet. Yeah, and their Sky's, like, rotated away. Their Sky's not even here helping this guy. And you guys are just applying no pressure. You're playing this so passive. You and your lane partner. You cleared this slow. He, like, dragged the rest of the surviving creeps over here. Like, I need you to use your mana. Kill this and pressure this tower, right? You could have even taken a second point in liquid fire. Like, I need you to, like, want to, like, play aggressively and apply pressure. You guys are just playing so passive here. It's crazy. Like, you're so strong. This Jug is so weak. You're, like, continuing lane. You're, like, putting down a sentry to block as if, like, the laning is normally happening. Like, this lane is, like, over for this Jug. And you guys are just acting like nothing. You're just acting like it's, like, an even lane. And that you need to be afraid of them. So yeah, this is, like, very different from your other game. I think you're misplaying this lane way harder than you did last time. Kind of seems like you're on autopilot. Okay, so you make this mid-rotation, which is, like, reasonable. I want you to liquid fire this tower if you're gonna, like, be in attack range of it and you have liquid fire up. Raindrop again would have been good. I really like the raindrop almost every game. The supports is such a good item. So you're smoked. It's like okay. It's okay. What I'd like to see though is I'd like to see like pressure on this tower. Taking this tower. That's what I care about right now, honestly. Killing the axe is like nice, but like how are you gonna pressure the map and not just like respond to what they do? Like killing a guy here does not apply any pressure on the map, just so you're aware, right? Like yeah, it's a kill, it's nice, but like it applies no pressure on the map to kill one of them here. It's like what are you gonna do to apply pressure? And Jakiro's a great hero for like applying pressure, you know? Like get a second earlier point in liquid fire, you know, skip the ice path early. And, like, just apply pressure to the towers, you know? Make them react. Yeah, you're just playing way too passive here. I just want you to play top behind your Necro and, like, pressure this tower hard. You're kind of just letting them run around and, like, get pickoffs mid with their, like, strong pickoff lineup of, like, Marcy, Void Spirit, Sky. Axe doesn't have a blink yet, but he's, like, good pickoff, too. They have, like, really strong, like, pickoff skirmish, and you're just kind of playing into that and not applying any pressure on the side lanes. So, like, your whole, like, read of, like, what you should be doing is, like, way off. Like, you need to be looking to apply pressure. Especially Jakiro, man. This liquid fire, it matters. Like, you pressure this tower as a support hero. And you're just kind of passively ceding to the opponent. You're just, like, deep pushing mid. I need you to go play behind your Necro, man. Your Necro's strong. If I'm your Necro, I'm like, where are my supports? Why is nobody playing behind me? I have Reaper's Scythe. Like, that's what I'm thinking if I'm your Necro. I'm like, where is my team? Like, how are my supports not playing behind me right now? Like, you don't need to be doing this. Like, your Invoker could be doing this. Like, they're not applying strong, like, tower pressure mid. They're just hanging around looking to kill people who are out of position, which is, like, your Dazzle, right? You're, like, TPing reactively here, which is, like, better than nothing, but I'd rather you just have been up here in the first place. I need you to go hit this tower. There are 3 heroes dead. You have liquid fire. I need you to hit this tower. It's just like obviously not high on your priority list to like pressure, and I need to be higher on your priority list to like be applying this pressure. Yeah, you're like out of position. Your team feeds. Like I need you to be here, like hitting this tower and like ready to like kill whoever shows up, not like running around over here. Like you're not prioritizing this objective highly enough. You're kind of like, oh yeah, maybe we'll get the tower. Like, oh yeah, my team will get it. But like, you need to be like, I want to get this tower, right? Like, this is important to me and like my hero and like what my team wants, and play appropriately. Like Force Staff. It's pretty reasonable against Skywrath. CK dies mid. So if you're a support and nobody on your team is up here to push this lane out as Radiant, right? And Dire, it's vice versa. Like if you're the same thing, but if you're down here, right? And you're like up here pushing out this lane. I know Voice Spirit was just here, but I need you to like, this lane needs to be pushed out more. It needs to be pushed out more. And I don't want you to, like, blindly, like, you know, walk up here with Void Spirit missing, right? And, like, feed. But I need you to, like, want to, like, push this tower out a little bit more. So, like, this is good, right? You're pushing the lane out. But I need you to not walk away here. Especially now the Void Spirit's showing mid. If the Void Spirit wasn't showing, I would just want you to hang out here and, like, wait and, like, walk up here and push it again if you have, like, the proper information. But you can't walk away here. You have your TP up, right? If you need to be somewhere, you can TP there. But the most important thing you can do as the only hero up here is to push this lane out. Because Jakiro's a lane shover, so, like, your hero does this anyways. And walking over to, like, hit a jungle camp, maybe you're stacking, I don't know. You're just, like, wasting your time. And, like, this, somebody needs to be pushing this in. So this is, like, a big mistake from you as well. I'm glad you sent me this replay as well, because this is, like, very different from your last replay. And I think you're playing much worse in this game. Like, you're D-pushing mid, which is, like, okay, but you could have, like, just been pushing top earlier, right? And somebody else on your team could have done this. And, like, they have the ability to just run down here and, like, fight with 4 or 5 heroes because there's no pressure on the map from you guys. Like, when you don't apply pressure, they can do whatever they want, right? And if they apply no pressure to you, you can do whatever you want. But, like, you've applied no pressure to them, very weak pressure early, and this is all culminated in, like, them being like, oh yeah, we can be down here as 5 and, like, dive people under the tower because we're strong, right? I think your Necro, like, barely lives. Like, this is just kind of lucky on your guys' part, I think. Because they're, like, ahead net worth-wise. Like, they probably just, like, mis-executed versus, like, you guys getting, like, lucky. And, like, look at the lanes now, right? Hitting your mid tower, hitting your top tower, you're losing your top tower, right? And you guys were forced, even though that fight went well, you were all forced to, like, the most defensive area on your part of the map, and their net worth lead is just, like, kind of increasing, even though they, like, lost heroes. Guys, like, kind of rotate mid and trade supports. You lost your tower top. Yeah, this is just, like, they have strong pickoff, right? And you're, like, sitting in... This is kind of like last game where they had the... Same, actually. They had the Legion. This game, they have the Axe. But you need to be positioned very defensively if you don't see them. You can even, like, drop a ward here. Or, like, here. Just to, like, kind of scout if they're going to be making aggressive moves on you. Because you should be thinking they're going to want to play around this tower. Like, they should be looking to play aggressively down here right now. Like, the fact that your CK's farming here with no vision is very scary to me. But, like, that's what you should be expecting them to want to do. And, like, they could easily have a ward here. If they're good, they do. We can just back up and check. They've got a ward in the river, which is weird shit. Okay, so you just showed by casting a spell, and they were just running it. Whoever showed mid, and it was you. So you just need to be, like, more defensive here and, like, expect that this is happening. Like, given that you didn't see anybody, and given that this is the next objective they want to take, and given they've already, like, shown that they've, like, been happy to run down here, which, like, they should, if they're ahead, you kind of got to be, like, reading that play. They kind of overextend, which is nice. And so this game again, like in this situation, right, it's even-ish. You're actually a little bit behind. So like when it's even or you're behind, it's really just all about your core timings, right? Like when are you guys ready to be aggressive? Your CK has Armlet and a Quarterstaff. It's kind of weird. Ideally like some sort of BKB timing or like big item, right? Maybe your Invoker's Orchid. You know, your Necro's got solid items. I wouldn't say any of these like tell me like now's the time to fight, but like, you know, some item on your CK or Invoker is kind of what you're looking to play for. But you have to keep in mind that they have really strong pickoff. So you got to really play defensively in the meantime. And, you know, if you die and your team wipes them, like, that's cool. Right? But, like, making aggressive plays... It's interesting. Your team makes an aggressive play without you. CK got on him? Oh, he got Echo Saber. So this is, like, kind of a timing, right? It's not a BKB timing, but it's, like... It's enough of a timing, right? Core completed item, is strong. So this is a decent movement by your team. And you were kind of deep pushing mid while that was happening. I don't mind that actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, you guys are like just playing down here, which doesn't make sense. Like get this kill and then like kind of reset, right? Deep push mid carefully and just do not occupy this general area, right? Somebody has to get this pushed in, which then opens up like this area of the map for you guys to play. And like because nobody's been pushing in top, it doesn't feel open, which is why you guys are playing down here, but this is where they want you to play. It's like playing right into what they want. It's just picking you off here. Nice job getting all your spells off though. That was really good. Still didn't go well for your team though. You guys are just playing in the wrong part of the map. It's just a result of like this lack of pressure up here. And maybe not respecting that the enemy wants to be playing down here. Well, that should be what you're thinking, is like the enemy wants to be playing down here, so why are we just like jungling waiting for them to show up? To me, that's basically what was happening. Kind of go for the kill. Okay, you guys get it. Nice. So this is a good D ward. I don't mind that. I kind of want to see you guys like look to play. You've got your Orchid. You've got your Armlet. You're not that close to BKB, right? But I want you to be playing like aggressively at this mid tower if you can get your CK to do it at this point. Especially with Void Spirit dead. I feel like you guys have a window here. This is actually very important. At this phase in the game, it's like harder to just walk up and take their mid tower, right? But if this Void Spirit dies, I need you to be like pinging this mid tower. Like, guys, we have to get this mid tower while their Void Spirit's dead. That should be your guys' #1 priority. You should be pinging the shit out of this. Your Necro's in a party with you. You guys can be on the same page and like walk at this tower. Be like, CK, be ready to like TP if they defend, but we're gonna take mid tower, right? That's what should be happening right here. Progress the game. He's dead. What can you do to progress the game? This tower matters a lot. And instead, you guys kind of just chill. You know, seems like you're happy to like not do anything while the Void Spirit's dead, and I need you to not be happy with this. Like, Void Spirit's dead, I need you to be like, guys, let's apply maximum pressure. As the support, you should be calling for that. And this whole fight is just trash for your team. I have no idea what's happening. Your CK shouldn't be pushing up this far, especially as they're respawning. Your Necro shouldn't have walked down here to like be in the area to help. This is just really low skill shit that's happening right now. I don't really blame you for that happening, but like what you could have been doing is like telling your team that this tower mattered while this Void Spirit's dead and getting your team over here. Like you making the right plays would have prevented this from happening, or right calls, I mean. That assumes your team listens to you, and if they don't, that's life. But I'm guessing based on what I'm seeing that like you're not the one calling to pressure this tower, because if you were, this, yeah, I think you would be playing differently overall. So that's what you can do to like prevent that sort of play from happening, and just really make sure you're capitalizing on these timings where they're like dead. Like why did nothing happen positively for your team in the 40 seconds that their mid hero was dead? Because you guys just didn't do anything, right? Make something happen. Identify, like, you know, and if this tower had already died, right, you can still make something happen by like shoving mid in and taking control of this area and like getting a ward down and playing under the ward, right? While this guy is dead, that can happen. And then you guys have a new area of the map open to you guys to farm. You can fight under a ward, kind of like we talked about in the other game. Things can still happen even if it's not an actual objective, and then that would set you up. This positioning could set you up for another pickoff, which could lead into Roshan or something. Instead, just nothing happened. And that's just, you know, that's just kind of classic Archon Ancient, is like people just don't play, they just don't prioritize like the importance of like the enemy heroes being dead and like what that allows you to do. You guys kind of just randomly got their mid tower somehow. I'm not really sure how that happened. We'll watch a little bit more and then we'll cut it. I feel like we've learned a lot already in this game, and there's a lot for you to improve on based on what I saw here. Go ahead, Glimmer. Glimmer is okay. Obviously, it's good against Sky, but you kind of already got the Force Staff. It's good against Void Spirit. Like, it's not going to help you against Jug. And, like, there's no, like, one item other than, like, a Yule's, which is kind of greedy, I think. Yule's could be good, though, because it's good against Axe as well. It's even a little... Yule's is actually pretty decent against their lineup. I wouldn't have been too upset with the Yule's. I think Yule's could have been really good. It's not really good against Void Spirit, but like you can use the Marcy. kind of disrupts your combo. You can use the axe if he like blinks calls somebody else. You can use to like escape like the Skywrath abilities as well. Just keep in mind, maybe you don't think about this, but it also is a setup for your Ice Path, which is why historically it's been like a decent item on Jakiro. I'm not saying you should like rush heals every game. Just could be a consideration. Otherwise, some sort of team item again I think would have been good. Drums still is decent with like a CK Invoker. You could even consider like a mech to like help mitigate some of their burst damage, keep your team alive. Something to consider. Glimmer's okay. Glimmer's okay. You know, if you crunch the numbers, you thought about a bunch of different options, you decide on Glimmer, you know, so be it. It's not a terrible choice. We'll watch a little bit more. All right, yeah, kind of defensively pushing this out. Could have even seen that earlier, right? When I said like they were like, oh, well, actually, you totally missed the wave here. I got what you were going for. You ended up not killing most of the wave, which is a little unfortunate. Okay, so they're like obviously pressuring. You're playing pretty defensively. I like your positioning here. I don't like your Invoker's positioning. It's life. All right, nice. Nice Grave. Good positioning from you here. Nice spell usage too. It's good. Good, good, good. Alright, but you have lane problems. I don't mind you guys pressuring while they're dead, but you do have major lane problems. Okay, this glyph means you need to back. This glyph means you back, because they're respawning on everybody. They're down one hero. Not a big deal. This guy could even have buyback. This glyph means you need to reset your shit. Somebody needs to TP down here. Probably not just you, right? This jug is a threat to like most people that TP down here, except for maybe your Necro, who doesn't die to the Omni. But you guys need to like look to reset here. I really don't like that you guys really continue to pressure this. Without Aegis, this is just super sketch. Shocker. It goes... Actually, the fact that Jug died is pretty major. You did get the racks, but this is just like... The probability that this play works on average is just low. It's just like bad expected value out of this play. Sure, sometimes it'll go decent. Like, honestly, given the circumstances, the fact that you got it and their Jug died, I'd say this kind of went well for you guys. But on average, I would expect this play to be shit. Especially if the Axe has buyback. Like, you guys can just get punished so hard for what you just did. And you kind of don't, because Jug died and your main two cores lived. But what you should be doing in that situation is, as soon as they glyph, you need to be like, alright guys, let's back, let's fix top lane, and then let's like set up for Roche. Like, that needs to be the call, 100%. Especially now that you can take this outpost, right? So like, let's back it up. Let's back it up. When did they glyph? Alright, so you guys push. Like, I don't mind this, and then as soon as they glyph, be like, alright guys, let's back. Like, I'm gonna go take their outpost, right? Somebody TP down to this tower here, and then like, I'd be drawing lines on the map. I can't draw it in the replay, but I'd be like drawing lines to like push top and then over, like, right? Go this way, and then we're gonna like join you up here, and then we're gonna pressure this top tier 2, and then we're gonna take Roshan. Like, that's the play, 100% here when they glyph. And this says like, you're not getting this tower until these two heroes are like alive and ready to respond. And right, they have all their spells for the most part. Like, their Jug has Omni Slash. They're gonna have everything. You guys are not gonna have everything. You don't have your Phantasm. You don't have Necro Scythe. There's just no reason to force it here. No reason to force it. So, like I said, it kind of went well, but the expected value of this play, especially if this Axe has or is willing to buy back, you know, he randomly doesn't, but like sometimes he will. I doubt you guys like ran the numbers and knew this Axe 100% didn't have buyback. Maybe you did, I don't know. But the expected value to me out of this play is really low, and I think you got lucky with getting what you did. So we'll cut it there. I think there's a lot for you to learn from this game. I hope you like watch this recording like multiple times. But yeah, definitely some way too passive play early, and just not looking to pressure. And I need to just be looking to pressure more. So hopefully that was helpful, man. Thanks for signing up.